Building a website in 2025 is ridiculously easy. You can write a prompt and have a working website in minutes. But building a great website, well, that still takes clear thinking. Because if you don't plan before you generate, you'll end up with just another forgettable cookie-cutter site. It's as good, or rather as bad, as using a predefined template. And in a world full of templates, standing out starts way before you click that generate button. I have designed multiple websites over the course of my career, and if there's one thing that separates a good site from a great one, it is the strategy you put in before you touch a single tool. Well, you'll see strategy is not just one thing, it's a combination of many other things together. That's why I always start with a system. It's called F.R.A.M.E. F.R.A.M.E. And I built a system after years of not just designing websites, but also using them as a user. Of course, I use a lot of websites myself, right? The F.R.A.M.E system helps you clearly define the function, conduct effective research, thoughtfully map the architecture, set the right mood, and craft an actionable execution plan. I know, creating acronyms like these make me feel like I'm doing some MBA stuff, but there's a method to this madness. You might not remember every single word I say in this video, but I'm pretty sure you will recall the word frame and what each letter stands for. And that's exactly my intention, to ensure you walk away remembering the core essence of what I'm sharing in this video. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through it step by step. I'll use the framework to actually build a full website from scratch using Ready.ai, a tool that makes everything fast and effortless. You can quickly edit, add photos, and let AI handle background generation or removal. It saves hours without compromising control. It also supports interactive elements like video hero sections, smooth animations, and Lottie files. So your site feels polished and alive right from the start. But before we get into that, let's understand F.R.A.M.E first. Let's begin. F in F.R.A.M.E is function. What's the real purpose of your website? You have to get crystal clear on why your website even exists. Is it meant to showcase a portfolio, sell a digital product, book client calls, build your email list? Every single decision you make later, the layout, content, design depends on this. I always ask myself two simple questions. What is the core purpose of this website? At times there could be more than one purpose as well. And what action do I want users to take the moment they land here? If you can answer these two questions, you're already ahead of 90% of the people who are starting to build a website. Next, R stands for research. And no, I don't just mean Googling cool websites. It's about going deeper, identifying what's working, spotting recurring patterns, and most importantly, understanding user expectations. I usually spend a good hour or two on platforms like Mobin or Awards, looking at award-winning designs, smart UX patterns, and even common mistakes. There's a lot to learn from what is done well and what isn't. Like I always say, life is too short to learn only from your own experience and mistakes. So look at other website designs and ask yourself, what layouts feel intuitive? What visuals grab attention? What navigation flows feel effortless? Go through these apps as if you are using them yourself. Your goal here is to spot the unwritten rules of good design for your niche, so you can either follow them intentionally or break them creatively. Next, A is for architecture. Once you know the function and have done the research, it's time to map the architecture. Think of this like drafting a blueprint before building a house. You wouldn't just start laying bricks without a plan, right? You'd first map out the layout, the flow of the spaces, and how they may connect. Maybe you enter through a foyer which leads into the living room. The kitchen might sit to one of the sides with a separate entrance of its own. The bedrooms could be tucked away on the opposite ends of the house, and so on. Every detail is thought in advance. That's exactly what I mean by architecture. You need to apply the same level of planning when designing your website as well. Structure first, then build. For example, if I were to build a simple one-pager website for a design agency, I'll probably need a hero section that grabs the curiosity and tells the viewers what the website is about. Maybe an about section as well. And then a section for what services the agency provides. Very important. Then maybe a section for testimonials and past clients, and of course a section for contact as well. Once I have mapped out the overall structure, like defining the rooms in a house, I then zoom into each individual section and apply the same level of thinking once all over again. Getting this flow right early on saves you a ton of rework later. Alright, next, M stands for mood, the visual vibe of your site. This is where your website personality is born. Before I even think about specific design, I define three things. Number one, fonts. Modern and minimal, bold and quirky. Number 2, colors. Neutral and professional, bright and playful. Number 3, overall tone. Clean and elegant, energy and youthful. I always build a quick mood board on Figma. Even just 10 to 15 references, screenshots, font, color swatches gives you a design, a visual anchor that helps you decide the mood of your website. And finally, E stands for execution plan. This is where you bring all together. Before opening any design tool, make sure you have number 1, clear headlines written out. Number 2, key call to actions ready. And number 3, images or illustration ideas sourced. And number 4, the structure and mood references handy. Prep all your assets and prompts upfront. Good execution starts with good preparation. Now that we are clear on the process, let's get to actually building a website with Ready using this F.R.A.M.E system. Alright, so today we are going to design and build a website for a design agency. Think of an agency that offers design support like branding and product design and a couple of other things. So we are going to design a website for that. So coming to the F.R.A.M.E system that we have spoken about, here if you see on FigJam, we have F stands for function. So what is the function of the website? The function is to let people know that the agency exists, of course, and then tell them what the agency does and project the agency as a trusted and a capable an entity and make people contact the agency for buying their services. These are the 4 large things that I could think of for a simple agency website that we can build. Okay, and then I did some research. Of course, I went through different agency websites, tried to find pattern, tried to look at many references, and these were some of the things that I personally have observed. Now, this is a very short research that I did. If I'm actually designing one for a real agency, I'll probably go much deeper, but this was a much shorter one that I did. Nevertheless, I found these insights, right? It needs to be well designed, of course. You are projecting yourself as someone who offers design services. Your website cannot be badly designed, like goes without saying, and at least borderline fancy. Now, what I mean by borderline fancy, a basic looking site is okay, but you are not an average designed website that you're talking about. You are projecting yourself as professionals who's offering the services, so it needs to look and feel very good. But at the same time, it needs to be simple as well, because I've also seen many design websites who, at the attempts to make things look fancy, they ended up making too many moving parts, which is okay. It feels delightful to use, but then the whole point of the website is probably lost. You know, the function part that we have spoken about, all the 4 things, maybe people have too much fun using the website that they forget why did they come to the website in the first place, right? So it needs to be simple as well and not have too many moving parts and animations. Maybe subtle ones are okay. Some of the best design agency websites had limited text but bold typography. Less text, but whatever you have, they are like bold and good looking. And needs to be made fancy using design choices around usability, copy, color, style, and layout, right? So you need to bring the fanciness using the rest of the things so that the simplicity is retained, which also ensures the functionality. And the third is architecture. In this case, it is pretty straightforward. I want to make a single page website, a single page. It'll have a top nav with logo and CTA, and a hero section with title and subtitle and hero images. And then these 3 sections, that is services, testimonials, and contact. And then I'll also have a nav at the top. Yes, this nav adapter spoken about. So clicking on the nav element. So if you click on services, the page will scroll and come to that section and so on. Right? So that's the behavior of a one-page website that I'm imagining. And for mood, I think I already covered some of these things as a part of research. So I want it to be modern, minimal, lots of empty spaces here and there, bold typography, and I also plan to use this font called Bricolage Grotesque. You know, I think it's a nice one. Check it out. Subtle colors with one bold primary color. So everything, most of the things will be subtle, but one color will stand out, a bright one. And the bright color that I'm planning to use out here is purple. And of course, the execution plan, yeah, we have the prompt as well. I'll show that later. So the execution plan is, of course, some copies that I've written down. You know, since I've said bold typography, so typography has a lot of meaning here. So I'll start with this heading which says design that starts with a Y, and a studio that understands your business. So these are some copies that I have written. You know, I need to generate images for the header, which I've generated and kept. And also, I think Ready as a tool will also do image generation. I don't know how good it will do. We will see. Otherwise, I'll use whatever I have generated. And I'm also planning to use a style pre-header plus header. That is, for every section, there'll be a pre-header, a small text at the top, followed by the actual header. So the first one will set the context, and the header will be a little more descriptive I've written some of those copies as a part of the prompt. And then write detailed prompt, which I have already done out here. So it's nothing but it just talks about all the things that we have mentioned on these sticky notes. It's a summarization of all of them, and also a section by section, like, a hero section, illustration, graphic section, our services section, past clients. Have written about all of them. And of course, I've also spoken about the heading styles, like the pre-header, what I've spoken about, then the typography and UI style. This is that particular shade of purple that I am looking for, bricolage, grotesque, and a few other things about, sans serif and use primary purple as the brand color and so on, right? So this is what our prompt is. So I will share this prompt with you, don't worry. So I'm going to copy this prompt and I'm going to go to Ready. So this is what the Ready website looks like. So once you log in, I have logged in and I have clicked on create a new project. So for every website that you make, you can make it a new project, and each project can have multiple pages. In our case, it's just going to be one page. So I'm going to give it agency website. Okay. And the code HTML is recommended. There are a few other technologies out there. If you understand some of them, go change it based on your needs. But an HTML and CSS website is going to just work perfectly for us. So I'm just going to click create. So it's going to create this. It has created the agency website. Is a drop down, and there are two others. I was testing it out, right? Of course, so these are the tests that I had done. So this agency website is where we are going to build. I'm going to click on desktop, and this is a place where you paste your prompt. So I pasted the entire prompt that I copied from Figma. And here, okay, there are some, some text limit have exceeded, so it can only take up to 2000 characters. I need to just get away with one character. Yeah, we are good out here. So that is my prompt. So here there are a few other things that you can pick as well. For example, styles. You can pick light, dark, and some of them any color palette. You can corner radius. I'm going to take corner radius sharp. I want to use sharp here. And you can pick stuff out here, but I'm not going to, because I already have mentioned these things here. You can also add images if you have reference images, if you have designed something on Figma, or if you found some references as a part of your mood board building, you can upload some of these things and say, hey, make it like this. And as a part of some of the edits that we'll do, we may do some of those as well. Okay, so here we have, I'm going to just click send. Now, the best part about any AI tools is whatever we have written, good or bad, it is going to articulate it back to us in a better way. Look, that's what it has done. So it is not generating yet. It is just saying, okay, this is what I understand what you're trying to say. Take a look at it, and that's what I'm going to do. And there will be a button called generate, right? So it has laid down its plan. Like, okay, you have told me that I've given you the instruction. This is my plan. This is what I plan to do. So we can go through it. Yeah, I think this is all fine, right? We'll see. I'm going to hit generate. Now it's going to take a few seconds, and it is going to generate the first version of the website. And this is the interface using which you are going to design or develop the whole thing. You see, we're not going to do a lot of different things for designing or development. Whatever we do, it's going to be together. It's going to get developed as it is going to get designed, right? So yeah, it's already started putting things out there. Okay, so it put the sticky thing at the top. It put the design that starts with Y, and yeah, it generated an image, and it did a fairly decent job, I would say. I wasn't hoping this to create an image which is good. Okay, this is good. I think it's pretty much usable. All right. So our services, so the pre-header that I was talking about, here's what we have to offer. And it has these offerings: product design, user research, and branding. By the way, this was also mentioned on the prompt that I wanted these 3 offerings only. And it is also given this nice hover effect to it. I have not asked for it, but it did. We can change it or make some modifications to this as well, right? Okay, then comes the past clients. It's our testimonial section. Yes, it has 3 testimonials which I had asked it to put, and a marquee of the past client logos. That was also a part of the prompt. And here we have it. Okay, yeah, it is still generating. It's not done actually. It is still doing. When it is done, it's going to do a confetti burst. Yeah, it is still doing. Almost done. I think it's going to fill up a few things, and we should be done any moment. Yeah, here we are done. We are done. It didn't do the confetti burst this time. It was doing it before. Anyways, so there we are. So it says pick one for further editing, because at times it makes 2 together and you get to pick one and then proceed with that. Here it has done only 1, so we are good. Here we are with the first version of the website. Now, if you look at it, this is good enough for website. This is good enough for a website. Some of the design choices that he has done, right? Look at this card, for instance. The spacing, padding are all perfect. It doesn't violate any of the Gestalt principles or anything. It is a very well-designed card which AI has generated right out of the box by just one simple prompt that I have written. The same can be said for all these things as well. And also, I just mentioned bricolage grotesque as just one text. I didn't upload font or anything, and it picked the right font. Yes, this is what bricolage grotesque is, right? And yeah, all these things are fine. Yep, it is scrolling to those sections, but clicking on home is not taking us back. So we'll fix that. So it is almost there. All right, let's get going. Now we'll start making some changes. Like first and foremost, I want this to be a left-aligned website. So I'm just going to say, make all the headings and subheadings left aligned. We're just going to keep chatting with it, and it is going to make all those changes out here. We're going to fix spacing, padding, colors, whatever we want, everything using the same technique itself. Okay. All right, so I think it should center align. Yes, it has center aligned. Okay. Now I want this image to start exactly from here, you know. So I'll just select this, and I'm going to say, yeah, it's a badly written prompt because I have not articulated well, but I think it'll understand what I'm trying to say. Let's see. If it doesn't, then we'll come back and make some modifications. Modifying the container and image wrapper classes. I think it understood. Yes, it did. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be as wide as the website itself, or rather the section itself. At any point of time, you can click on this enter full screen and see how the full screen website would look like, right? This is how it would look like. At any point of time, you can keep seeing it. So I'm just going to hit escape and we come back to where we were. Okay, and then we will look at a few things, right? Let's start with this. And of course, you can instruct here and you can use this selector. The selector is nothing but you can pick and modify some of these things like text and all right here, right? So one thing I want to do out here is I'll just use small letters everywhere, okay? Just because I think it just looks good that way. And I'm going to make the size of this text much bigger. And I'm also going to add a full stop at the end. So this is going to change the text and all right away like this. Now I'll use a selector. I'll select this and I'll say, and I'm also going to selectively change the color of Y to purple. Okay, so let's see if it does. Of course it will, but we may have to just do some trial and error to understand the size of the text. I think I want the size of the text slightly bigger than this text. Okay, let's see what it does. Okay, that sounds more like what I want. Yes, it's like almost giant. And I'm just going to do one more thing to this text. And after that, I think we are done tweaking the text. It's like I want this to be tighter. Okay. Okay. Now, for some of these things, what I really desire is for changing the character spacing. Do I really need to write a prompt? Maybe I should be able to do it right there. Well, this feels a little too tight. Okay, yeah, here, right? That's where I would want to go and manually do some of those things, which right now the tool doesn't offer right away. Yeah, I think this looks good. This looks good. The text spacing is now more balanced. So it has done a good job. Now let me do a full screen. Yes, this is what I wanted. Okay, now let us fix some of the paddings. Okay, and I'll also use the selector to call out this section, that this is the section that I'm talking about. So I want this spacing out here to be reduced so that the text is very closer, much closer to the image, which is right below it. Okay, it has done something, but I want more of it. I want the space to be reduced more, even more. Let's see what it does. Okay, yeah, this is closer to what I want. So let's do a full screen. Yes, it's like a giant text which says design that starts with a Y, a design studio that understands your business. Okay, so it sets the expectation as to what this website is about. Remember the function that we had spoken about? All right, now let us go and fix a few things. First of all, when it is like this, I don't want the white and the shadow to be present, okay, on the sticky navigation parts. I'm just going to select this one, scrolled. Okay, let's see what it does. And by the way, did you know that, you don't really have to type some of those things. You can give its voice instruction as well. So you can do voice typing if you want to. Okay, this is fixed. Now here you don't see the white strip at the top. And when you scroll, that's when you start seeing the white strip. This is what I wanted. Okay, now in the selected state, I also feel that this nav can be to the left, right? So and also the logo, I think the logo should align with the width of the section itself. The logo alone, logo and the let's connect is like outside. So let's fix that first. Let's try voice typing this time. So I turn it on my keyboard, adjust the width of the navigation bar so that the width of the elements is similar to the other sections. Okay. So I typed it and selector, I'm just going to do this and enter. So selector is nothing but you can point towards a particular element so that it knows that you're writing the prompt for that particular element. So yes, it fixed it. So there we go. The logo is now much better aligned. So anyways, this logo will be changed. We can put something else later on. So it's going to be one rectangle box. So here we have it. This is looking good. And I think I should increase some padding at the top as well. Increase some padding between the top navigation bar and the hero text. All right, we hit enter and it should increase some padding here. All right, it did. It increased some of them. And you'll see here there are lots of versions. We are at version 13 right now. So you can go back. Version 1 is what we had started with. So at any point of time, you can click on any of this version history and go back to that particular version if you feel something isn't right. Or you can ask it to undo as well. Everything works, right? All right, the header section looks pretty good right now. The nav, I want to fix a few things. So I'm just going to use a selector and use this one. All right, left align it inside the navigation bar. Okay, so it's going to left align. I'm assuming this should go all the way to the left. All right, let's see. Oh, it hasn't. Maybe I didn't write the prompt right. Inside the sticky top bar, comma, left align the navigation tabs so that it is right after the logo. Okay, let's see. Again, not a very well articulated prompt, but hopefully it should understand what I'm saying. Yes, now it understood. This is what I meant. Now I'll say add some more padding between the logo and the tabs. So little more padding here so that it just gets separated from the logos. Yes, it has added. Perfect. So this is what we wanted. There, it's on scroll. This is what is happening. Giant text is there. Now let's start making some visual changes. So I want to remove corner radius from all of them, or rather make it 0 and make everything pointed. All the boxes and the buttons and so on. Set the corner radius of every UI element to 0. Okay, that took some time, but it could do it. It removed all the corner radius that you see. That includes the images, the buttons, and every other UI element that you see out here. Yes, something sharp is what I was looking for. Okay, this one got it. Let's go ahead and make a few more changes to it. Okay, first and foremost, I want the background color of all the sections as the same gray. I see that it was using alternate one, which is an okay practice, but I don't want to do that. So let's go and do this one. Set the background color of every section as gray, similar to the one in the hero section. All right, so I'm just telling it to change the color of every section to the one that we have on the top hero section out here. Okay, it understood. Okay, it did. It did. Perfect. Let's quickly see one in the whole screen. Yes, it has done it. Now we will make some more changes to the sections. Okay, I feel these headings can be slightly bigger and not as thick. Okay. Increase the size of the heading text a bit and reduce the weight a bit. All right, everything is a bit. Let's see what it does. I think it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. But why did it do only for this section and not for the others? Okay. Follow this style for the other headings of the sections as well. Okay, it should have, because this is big, this is not big. It should do it for all. All right, this looks fine. Yeah, now it has done. Oh, wow. No, why does it look so big? It has made it much bigger than what I thought. Reduce the size of the sectional heading a bit. Yeah, I just made it a little too big. I mean, it's nice in a way, but this is not what I expected. A slightly smaller size would actually make it good. But it's actually going with the hero text or the giant text approach that we had taken. Let's see. But reducing it slightly would definitely help. Okay, here it has done it. Yeah, I think it has done it. This feels better. This feels better. Okay. Now here I'm going to make a few changes to it. So here's what we have to offer. So I'm just going to add some line breaks here. Okay. Add a line break here after we. So I just want to have to offer. Yes, that's what I wanted have to offer to come into the second line because that's what it looks better. And I'm going to do it here as well. I'm going to point it here. Add a line break after the exclamation mark. Okay. Yep, there we have it. This one, I would add a line break after your. Add a line break after transform. Yeah, after transform, so that your goes to the next line. That's what I want to do out here. All right, it has done. Let's see in a full screen view once again. Yes, we have it. So a lot of space out here. We're going to fix some of those things. Otherwise, it just looks fine the way I wanted it. Okay, look good. So let's go ahead and fix the paddings for now. Let's use the selector once again and pick this section. Reduce some padding between the heading and the cards. Okay, yeah, here we have it. I think this looks fine. Let's see it in full screen once again. Yeah, this feels clean like one nice section. We need to do it for the next section as well. Do it for the next section as well. It should be able to do it here. So you see, we are not just building, we are also designing it here. Although we have done some planning on FigJam, but we are not moving things around in Figma. We are chatting with this interface and we are designing it. This could be the future of how you design. You never know, right? Maybe that's how you do. And that's the reason your articulation skills, your communication skills are absolutely important in 2025. And to make your typing faster, you can always use voice typing like the way I'm doing out here. You just need to, if you have a Mac, you just need to configure any one button so that it starts the voice typing option. So you tap that button and you speak, it types. Essentially, just voice to text. It does a decent job. At times it makes some errors, and if it does, just go ahead and manually change it. It's still much faster than typing everything, because when you're writing prompts, the text could be much larger and it might take a lot of time for you to type. So this is just a fast way to do it. Okay, I think this is already started to look pretty good out here. Okay, here also I'll just reduce the padding a bit. I'll use a selector once again, this one. Mm, Reduce some padding between the cards and the marquee logo. Just to more marquee logo. Okay, so some space should be trimmed here is what I'm looking at here. Did it do it? Yes, it did. Reduce some more padding. Okay, let's see if it's able to reduce some more padding. Uh, I don't think it did, but okay, I will just leave it that way. I think this looks okay. All right, now I'm going to make some changes here. So first and foremost, I don't need the social things here because we have it at the bottom. So these things are for contacts, so it's okay. So I'll just say remove this social media icons from here. Okay, there. Oh, why did the address go away? Oh, the address is there. Yes, it went away. Now we are going to use a selector and use this form. Make the background of this form white. Okay. Since the background is gray, I'll just make this card white so that we know what we are working on. Yes, this is what I want. These are all active forms, by the way. You can go and type whatever you want. Project type, you can pick up, because there are 3 services that are offered. So product design, user research, branding. This is automatically developed all of them. And you also have this check boxes. I didn't even ask for some of those things and it made it, right? So yeah, this is pretty, I don't know what it is thinking about. Just the one to toggle. Okay, that's fine. No, it's yeah. So it just made the toggle functionality as well, right? So because nothing was there, so it made the toggle functionality as well, or the checkbox functionality as well. Okay, now the site is looking pretty good. I'll just go to full screen once again, and I will just see it once again. Yes, on hover, I see things are happening. I could choose to scale it a bit. And I could do the same here as well. And clicking on this could open up detailed pages and you could make those detailed pages and I don't want to make it right now. Okay, somehow the background of this thing is gone. Found an issue. Would you fix it? Okay, let's fix. I think that is the issue that it was talking about. Let it fix. Now next, what I'm going to do is I want to make a dark mode of this or rather add a toggle so that the user can change from light mode to dark mode wherever they want. Okay, let's see it once again. Yes, that issue is fixed. So here we have it. Now let's try and do some fancy stuff. Because of functionality, everything is working pretty good right now and we have all these things as well. Let's try to play around a bit with the rest of the things. Okay, let's make some changes to the tabs. Okay, here we would say for the selected Okay. For the selected tab, make the text purple and add a purple underline underneath it. Full stop. Okay. So I want the selected tab to be purple and an underline underneath. Let's see what it does. Okay, there we have it. So I click on service. Okay, it is not going. Okay, we'll fix that. As the page scrolls, the selected tab should change based on the section which is present in the scroll view. And I will just select this tabs once again, uh, and it should be able to fix it. Let's see. So as we scroll this thing, as we go from one section to another, the selected state of this tab should also change, which is not happening right now. So that's what I'm trying to fix. Let's see. All right. Yes, now it is happening. So I'm in home and I reach here, we reach our services. Then let's go to full screen and test actually. So we are at home and we go to our services and we go to, okay, it is, something is not right. It is moving, but let's try to fix this. First, let's do this. Add more padding between the sections. Okay, now let's do a full screen and see. Yeah, I think this is just, it added a little too much. You added a little too much padding. Full stop, reduce it a bit. It just understands like human. That's the best part. Okay, I think this looks just about right. Yeah, this looks just about right. Now let's see how the sections are working. Yes, our services, past notes, still there. Okay, past clients, contact. Okay. I think it is working. Let's see if the clicks work. So I click on our services. Here we are. Past clients. Here we are. Contact. Here we are. We go back to home. Okay, that is not working. Clicking on the home tab should scroll the page all the way to the top. That is one thing that wasn't working. Let's try to see if that gets fixed. Okay, it says it's fixed. I click on home. Yes, it is working right now. I'll see it on full screen once again. Yes, it is working the way we wanted. I click on home. Yes, it is back. Okay, now let's try and add the toggle for dark mode. To the left of the Let's Connect button at the top nav, comma, add a toggle for switching between light mode and dark mode. Okay, and I will just for safer side, I'll select this as well. To the left of the Let's Connect button at the top nav, add a toggle for switching between light mode and dark mode. So here's where I'm imagining a toggle, and operating that toggle should actually change the light and dark mode of this entire website in just one click. Let's see. I hope it does it in the one go. If it doesn't, we'll have to first make the toggle and then again instruct it to change it to dark mode when the toggle is operated. Let's see. Okay, it added a toggle. Okay, it is changing, but some things aren't changing. Let's see. It's changing the text and some of the places, but not the entire website. We'll try and fix it. Make the light and dark mode toggle look like a traditional toggle rather than just an icon. A toggle which you can actually tap and see it moving. That's much more fun. Let's see. Okay, it did a better job now. But the mode is not changing. Remove any kind of background color from the sections. So at times, if there is a hard-coded color which is added to the background, it tends to bleed in, because of which the dark mode colors are not seen. I'm just trying to rule out that possibility by showing this. Yes, see, now it is working, but yeah, now it is working, but I wanted that gray color to be present. Is it present? Yes, it is. Yes. So there must have been some color which was present that was not letting the dark mode to appear. Yeah, now it is appearing. If you see, we have this toggle. Here we have our website in dark mode. Oh, this form is not fixed yet. Okay, so I'll have to fix the form once again. Let's come here. We'll take a screenshot of this. The form is still appearing in light mode. And I could finally fix it. So it looks like there was some stray color which was behind this form, same as what happened for the other sections. And that's why the dark and the light mode were misbehaving. Now they are fine. So if I go full screen and look at the side, this is how it is in light mode. You see all things are fine out here. And if I go ahead and turn on the toggle for dark mode, yeah, this is how it is in dark mode as well. So it is working, and we could do all of these in under 40 minutes, I guess. So there we are. This is the future of how you design and how you develop. And of course, while tweaking, I also reduced the size of this text a bit. I just felt that it was a little too big. So I just made it slightly smaller, tad bit smaller. And now I think it looks well balanced. Now you can go ahead and change the logo and change all these images to something that fits your needs, and you are ready to go. You can also click on this publish button to publish this real site into the internet, which can be accessed. So yes, this is how you design and develop with AI in 2025. And trust me, the way we designed it today, this could be the way you design anything in the future. I wouldn't be surprised if tools like Figma and every other design tool also moves to a world where you have a combination of either moving things around or chatting with the interface and getting things done based on what instructions you give. And that was the video. And if you want to know the trends of 2025, watch this video. And if you want to start as a designer from the scratch, check out this video. This is Saptarshi. See you all in the next one.